Hi and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today we're going to be talking about the full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini. This is occurring at 8 degrees of Gemini on the 29th or the 30th of November 2020, depending on where you are in the world. We're going to be doing this video a little bit differently today than we typically do. And I'm just going to get right into the reading and start pulling some cards. And we're going to talk about the energies of this eclipse as we are guided to. This has been an interesting video for me to try to put together. I was having a lot of difficulty approaching it in the traditional manner. And so I thought that maybe this would be a better way to go about it. And we'll just see what comes up. So the first card out is the Five of Cups. And so this is the energy of loss. This is the energy, a lot of times, people describe this as crying over spilled milk. And so there may be this energy of loss for some of us, this energy of thinking about the things, like a heaviness. And I mean, this makes sense in a lot of different ways. This eclipse is absolutely sort of a point where we are really coming to terms with everything that we've learned over 2020. This is a huge choice point as far as like the evolution and the growth of our souls go. We have some aspects going on here, including Mercury, who is the ruler of this moon, being the ruler of Gemini, being in a sextile to Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto. And so we're very much, all of this intense evolutionary activity and growth that we've experienced throughout 2020 is really being highlighted, and it's really hitting home. And for some of us, there will be kind of a heaviness. I feel this not necessarily as acute sadness, but like a bittersweet sort of feeling almost, as we really come to some realizations and some understandings of everything that we've learned about ourselves, the way that we've grown, the things that we've come to understand, and now the choices that lie before us as a result of everything that we've learned and everything we've come to know. This is going to be a very deep energy. We have a lot of scorpionic energy going on. We have Mercury in Scorpio, as we said, being the ruler of this full moon. We also have Venus now in Scorpio. So this rules our relationships, our partnerships, when it comes to self-love, our finances, all of this. So there's a lot of that intense energy. And it's really interesting too, because we have the moon in an air sign, right, Gemini. And then we have Mercury, an air planet, in a water sign. And so it's very much this energy that we've been building into, right? That we've been learning throughout 2020 of balancing the logic and the intuition. And that really coming full circle. With the Gemini energy, we want to be very much in our minds. But with this Scorpio energy, and also with Neptune turning direct during this eclipse, that highly intuitive energy, we're really being asked to step out of what we think and step into what we feel. And so for some people, this is the energy of this is the feeling energy. It's that heavy energy. It's that sad energy. And so we want to be careful not to look at what we've lost or what we stand to lose, what we're being asked to give up for some of us. And we want to look at what it is that we still have and what that's making space for, whatever it is that we are having to release. What is that making space for in our lives? That's the energy. That's how we really want to approach this energy. And we have the Hanged Man here. So this is a change in perspective. So there's a huge perspective shift that is opening up for us if we allow it to. If we allow that energy to open up for us, we can have this huge shift in perspective. And it's funny because that's basically laying out just what we just talked about, right? Going from this and shifting perspective into this. Celebration. This is reunion, right? And so that's really funny when we're talking about what we're making space for in our lives when we release the things that are ready to be released, is reunions and celebrations, rejoicing. Like there's so much beauty that is available to us if we allow our perspective around the situation to shift. If we move away from thinking about what we lost or what we don't have to what we have, then we bring in the space for more things to come into our reality, which is always beautiful energy. But yeah, we have that Eight of Cups. So this is walking away from that which is no longer emotionally fulfilling. And so this is going to be part of that process. This is what we're going to need to do, is to walk away from all those things that that are putting us in this energy. Like we may fear more of this energy if we walk away, but a lot of us, like, we're already there, whether we realize it or not. And that's one of the perspective shifts that I think is happening for some people, is realizing like the things that we've been holding on to have had us in this energy for a long time anyway. So we're fearing this energy, but we're already there. So what is it that we really have to be afraid of? If we fully admit the things that need to change, that's what I'm feeling. I mean, this is a 5 card. 5s are all about changes. If we fully embrace the things that need to change, then we open ourselves up to this joyful energy as well. But it does mean walking away from some things. We also have the King of Pentacles coming out here. So this is earth sign energy. But this is the energy of stability. So it's walking away from that which isn't stable, or that which is stable and comfortable but not allowing us growth, into an era of more positive growth. That's what we're moving into. And out of this, it's these shadow energies, right? This is the energy. This is that unstable energy for a lot of us. I'm feeling, and it's getting set down right on the 5 of Cups. And I think that's significant because it's a lot of us, what we're releasing and letting go of are different types of addictions, different things that have held us in bondage in one way or another. Like that is becoming very clear, especially with this Scorpio energy that we're also feeling with this moon, which is all about the shadow, the subconscious. So we're really, it's everything, anything that has been holding us back. And this doesn't necessarily just have to be a physical addiction, although for some of us it can be, not necessarily just drugs and alcohol. This can be relationships, this codependency in any form. This can be food, this can be shopping, all of those physical things, right? But it can also be patterns and belief systems and ways of doing things that have kept us running in circles. But it's comfortable and it's familiar. It has its own stability to it. And so we're being asked to step out of that energy, but it's becoming very clear to us where those energies reside. When with this Neptune retrograde, and Neptune in general has this very mysterious air to it, right? It's the energy of illusion. It is the energy of escapism. And so with Neptune turning direct during this eclipse, this is like a huge reveal. It's kind of like, I feel as though the veil is being pulled aside, and we've been in the process of that happening throughout this Neptune retrograde. Neptune, being that it is the planet of illusion, generally speaking, we can actually find deeper clarity during a Neptune retrograde, which is a very interesting thing about Neptune. However, it's been a very slow process, and we've still sunk back into illusion in a lot of ways. And so now it's like that energy hits full force. Remember, this is an eclipse. It's not just a full moon. So that means the energy is intensely magnified, and it is all about change. And so this energy is very powerful. This is giving a huge boost to the power of Neptune turning direct, and it's things are being revealed to us that we maybe didn't want to look at. I say maybe to be gentle, that we definitely didn't want to look at. And we are having to take a deeper look at those things and really be honest about with ourselves about those things that are holding us back. And many of the things we are holding on to are holding us back. But it's been that tug of war that we talked about, of not really wanting to release it, not really wanting to let it go, because we fear the loss. Even though for a lot of us, I feel like the things that we're holding on to, we lost a long time ago. We just have not been able to give up on them, or give up on this idea in our minds of what they could be, right? Neptune can be that energy of seeing through rose-colored glasses. And so it's like the fog clears, the mist clears, everything becomes more clear, and then we have clear choices, and we can no longer deny those choices. And for a lot of us, it's like it's not even a choice at this point, because it's a decision that has to happen. Decisions that we've been putting off, that at this point we cannot put off any longer. Another interesting aspect that we have going on right now is the moon trining Saturn and sextiling Chiron. So that's that deep healing energy, right? Chiron is the wounded healer, these deep emotional wounds, especially in terms to our empowerment. And this empowerment energy and our wounds related to that is strengthened more by the fact that Eris is exactly squaring Neptune as it turns direct during this eclipse. And so this is the energy where we're unable to sit on our laurels anymore, to sit back and be passive. We feel pushed to act. And for some of us, we're not enjoying this push because we don't like to be pushed. We like to make decisions on our own terms, in our own time. Unfortunately, for some of us, we just have not made those decisions yet. And so those decisions, in a way, are almost being made for us just by becoming so clear and undeniable that we feel as though there is no other choice except to make the obvious choice. But then we have the star coming out, and this is healing. This is trust. This is vulnerability. This is healing. And so that's beautiful energy to be coming out after the devil, because it shows that, like, we are healing these energies. We are being invited to step into a deeper level of our healing. And yes, it may be painful. It may be bittersweet. It may require us making some tough choices that we had hoped that I feel like we had hoped that somebody else would make them for us, but nobody else is making them for us. And I think that's part of what this perspective shift is during this full moon, this eclipse, is like, nobody is going to make my decisions and my choices for me. I have the responsibility for making those for myself. I am the deciding factor, and I have to act. If I want things to change, I have to be that change. That's an understanding that we are coming to during this eclipse. And then we have the Six of Cups. So this is nostalgia. This is past life energy. This is childhood energy as well. And so I'm feeling healing for people around issues from their childhood as well. This is like deep, deep soul healing. And so we're realizing how a lot of these patterns, a lot of these behaviors, a lot of these addictions, right, come from this. We're seeing and tracing those back to where they come from in our childhood. Where was the first time that we experienced this? How have we held on to that? How have we internalized those early experiences and repeated them over and over throughout the course of our lives? And are we ready to change that? And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is destined and fated events. This is I'm feeling more than anything though, this is the turning of the wheel. The turning of the wheel into a new cycle of our lives. And this is generally a fortuitous turning. I'm feeling for some people too, it's like what we're making space for. This card can also represent past life soulmates or past soulmates, is we're making space for that as well, which is really beautiful energy. But it's just like a lot of gentle healing, a lot of healing around the inner child, a lot of the healing those deep-seated childhood wounds so that we can move into this next phase of our development. We can stop doing this, right? Holding on tightly to what doesn't serve us or what little we have, because we're afraid if we let go of what little we have, we'll have even less. But this is how we stifle the flow of abundance right here, is by holding on so tightly. And so this has been 2020 has been kind of a learning process, teaching us how to let go, right? How to let go, how to surrender. And then we have Temperance coming out. So Temperance is balance. Temperance is patience. But Temperance, more than anything else, I'm feeling this energy of alchemy. It's transmutation, right? Turning one thing into another. And I always think of that with the pouring of the chalices. It's the pouring of the water, the pouring of the emotion, the pouring of the intuition from one cup into another. That shift, that change in perspective, that ability to see things from different angles and different perspectives that maybe we hadn't been able to see them before. And just this beautiful, gentle energy of awakening. It's, we had the Five of Cups out. We have the Devil card up here. We have some cards that can be sort of jarring energies, but I'm not feeling a jarring energy at all. I'm feeling a very gentle, bittersweet kind of energy. There's like a sadness, but there's also an empowerment to it. As we come into this understanding, it's almost like we've been on the fence with some things for so long, and now even if the conclusion that we're coming to is not one that we particularly like, there's a relief in knowing that we are coming to a conclusion. And some of these things just took time. That's what the Temperance, with the patience, right? It takes time. And so everything happened exactly as it had to happen. So there's no sense in beating ourselves up if it has taken us, really all of this time, all of this, with all of this intense soul growth, right? This is culminating right now. It's taken us this whole year maybe to get to this point. We had that first series of eclipses, which really helped to open our eyes. And now this final set of 2 eclipses that we're having to close out this year of 2020 are just putting that all into perspective and really calling us to action around that. But it's okay if it's taken as long as it's taken for us to come to that action point. To come to that point of acceptance. I'm feeling acceptance, resignation, and acceptance. So, and the High Priestess, right? This is our higher self. This is our intuition. This is that part of us that knows and sees everything. This is the keeper of the secrets. It's kind of like this energy of like, we didn't know what we didn't know. It's that energy of fooling ourselves. But I mean, there were parts of this journey where it wasn't even necessarily just us that were fooling ourselves. We were actually, things were purposefully hidden from us because we had a journey that we needed to take. And if we had known certain things, that journey would have looked different and we wouldn't have received all of the growth that we were able to gain, all of the different perspectives, right? Temperance, this is about perspective. It's also, for some reason I have trouble remembering this one, but I'm 99.9% certain that Temperance is the card for Sagittarius too. And we do have, the full moons are always in opposition. So we have the moon in Gemini opposing the sun in Sagittarius. So it's like things that we thought that we knew. Having a new understanding or a new realization around things that we thought that we had known. Almost like subjects that we thought that we had settled and moved on from. It's like the things that we were meant to move on from or that we need to move on from, we were maybe dragging our feet about. And other things that we did readily move on from are now coming up for another review is sort of the energy that I'm getting here too, which is interesting with that 6 of Cups energy. And the moon, yes. So this is that mysterious energy. This is that unreal kind of energy, that Neptunian energy. This is the card that represents Pisces, who is ruled by Neptune. But it's just this, with the High Priestess and the moon, it's like a lot of secretive, mysterious energies. And so those energies are being revealed. And I'm feeling as though there's a process going on here. And so for some of us, it's like this process has been ongoing, but there's really a new phase of it that's initiated with this eclipse. And it may not be completed until the final eclipse. Whatever this process is of things being revealed. But there are a lot of things that are ready to be revealed. We have the 2 pillars and the 2 pillars in both of these cards. This is duality, right? Which is interesting. But yeah, in between the 2 pillars, yeah, something about those two pillars. Yeah. And those 2 pillars could represent the 2 eclipses, right? They could represent a lot of different things. But maybe it is in between the 2 eclipses. And so this initiating process that we're now undergoing that's going to lead, it's like this is the awareness of the action, and that awareness is going to continue building. And then there's going to be a call to action during the next eclipse is a possibility that I'm feeling here. And yeah, see the choice point. This is the decision that we need to make, that we need to utilize our intuition in order to make. And maybe for some of us, we were waiting for more information. And the Gemini energy is all about information, right? But with all of this Scorpio energy as well, it's like Gemini is being called to feel more than to think. And so the information is not going to come from out here. The information is going to come from here and in here. And we've been in this training process throughout 2020 of learning how to synthesize that information, how to find the information within, how to find the truth within, how to balance that logic and that intuition. All right, I'm going to pull a couple Black Moon astrology cards. Clear. On the bottom of the deck, I'm staring now at the Seven of Swords, which is all about deception. It's about deception. It's about trickery. All of those things. But it can also sometimes be about doing things a way that they haven't been done before. A different approach to a situation. And that energy I'm actually feeling coming through from that Seven of Swords as well, is a different approach to a situation being called for right now. All right, let's see what we have from the Black Moon astrology deck. We have Aquarius, I know. So that knowing coming through strongly, that knowing, that realization, that resignation, that acceptance of truth. Truth and justice. Aquarius is very much a sign for justice. But then we have the Grand Trine, which is blessings. And so this knowledge, this understanding, this and the action that we find is necessary as a result of this is actually going to bring us incredible blessings. Even if it does feel heavy for some of us, there are incredible blessings coming through for us when we take that knowledge and we then apply it. And then we have the South Node, life's debts. So this is about karma. This is about old energy. This is about the ways that we've always done things, the ways that we used to do things. Right? All of those old energies. And then we have the water element, sensing, and the Yod, destiny. So it's like we can sense and we can feel we're being pulled toward our destiny right now. We're being called out of the fated life into the destined life. Right? This is like life's debts. I'm feeling this heavy energy around this. This is like what we've been taught, what we've been told we have to do, right? This is that feeling of not having a choice. Like, this is the life that I was born into. This is the situation that I found myself in, and now this is like the penance that I have to pay, or this is what I have to do. And we're understanding that it doesn't necessarily work like that. What we have to do is follow and move toward this. And sometimes our moving toward our destiny means releasing some of these heavier energies, these expectations. I'm feeling expectations as well. Moving out of the comfort zone, too, is what I'm feeling from this. Moving out of the comfort zone. Moving out of our comfort zone, because we can feel our destiny calling. We can feel our destiny calling, whatever that means for us. And whatever it is that is not in alignment with that, we are really becoming aware of. And we are needing to move beyond. And then this is beautiful. We have the Taurus card coming out with the second house, which is ruled by Taurus. So this is monies, guys. This is monies. When we get these two cards together, we also got the King of Pentacles earlier. So this is stability. This is money. This is abundance. A lot of abundance coming in. A lot of abundance coming in. Like, your destiny is to be abundant. It's this energy of, like, with the South Node, of like paying your dues. And that's some of that old energy that we're moving out of too, is like, you have to earn what you have, and you have to toil, and you have to struggle for it. It's this energy of struggle. And moving out of that energy, I feel, is a huge thing that we're moving through right now, is we're understanding that we can have absolutely everything that we want. And the very fact that we desire it and that we want it is evidence that we are meant to have it, right? And there's not a specific formula for how we have to go about that. So that's really interesting that that's coming through. Yeah, as we move out of these old energies and we move toward our destiny, we move toward what it is that is meant for us, this abundance naturally comes flowing in. This abundance naturally comes flowing in. Any other cards that want to come out before we get to the next deck? And then the Sagittarius card, I see. I know and I see. And then on the bottom of the deck, beginnings and endings, 8th house. So there is no way to get around the truth that's being revealed to us right now. Clear. Basically, even if we wanted to, there's no way to get around it. And it's this heavy energy that I'm feeling. This heavy, bittersweet energy. But there's so many blessings. There are so many blessings on the other side of this. It's so funny how we're like that, right? It reminds me of that story, or I don't know if it's like a cartoon or something, where it shows this kid holding on to this tiny little teddy bear, and somebody's trying to take the teddy bear from him and he doesn't want to let it go. But he doesn't see that behind him somebody's holding a gigantic teddy bear that they're just waiting to give to him as soon as he gives up the little one that he has in his arms. But he just doesn't want to give it up because he can't see what's coming next. He can't see what is meant for him. He's so busy holding on to what is not meant for him anymore that he can't be open to the possibility and the idea of what is actually meant for him, and the fact that that could be even better than what it is that he has. That's the visual that I'm getting in my mind right now. Okay. And then we have confidence is your key to success and a new romantic cycle begins. And there is going to be energy of this as well, right? We have Venus opposing Uranus, if I'm not mistaken on that placement. Let me just double check myself here. Yeah. Yep. So we have Venus opposing Uranus right now. And so this is absolutely an energy of freedom, right? Freeing ourselves when it comes to that which is no longer fulfilling, right? With that 8 of Cups energy. And so for some people, this does have to do with a relationship, or there is a relationship that factors in a romantic relationship. And there's a new cycle waiting to happen. For some people, this may require closing out the old cycle in a physical way, as far as ending something that's not working anymore, that is no longer meant to, in order to move into something new. For some people, this is just a new cycle and a new fresh approach to the way that you handle relationships. The kind of partner that you are able to be, the kind of partner that you're ready to attract into your reality. And so there's confidence that's called for with this new romantic cycle, however. So anywhere where we're questioning our worth, questioning our value, just questioning in general, we want to try to put that to bed and to really just look into, pull in that Leo energy, right? This is a new moon in Leo card. That Leo energy, that confident, charismatic kind of energy, the knowing that you're worth it and you deserve it. It's that self-worth has been a huge thing that has been a stumbling block in old romantic cycles for many of us. And as we come into a deeper sense of confidence in our own self-worth, and as we say that, we have You Are Good Enough, full moon in Virgo popping out. Confirmation of that. As we step into this new level of worthiness, we become open to this whole new chapter when it comes to our love lives, when it comes to our romantic lives and our partnerships. It's that knowing that we are worthy, and knowing that we are worthy. Yeah, that we're worthy, that we're good enough, that we deserve that we deserve happiness. We deserve something beyond our wildest dreams. Like we stop settling for less. That's like part of the energy that's coming through, is stop settling for less and stop worrying excessively. Nothing will come of this situation. Endless worry, anxiety, and stress. And then we have the blue moon card coming out on top of that. Believe in the impossible. And emotions are running high. Supermoon. So we have the blue moon and the supermoon coming out together. So that's some pretty intense energy. And so some of us are in these nothing will come of this situations right now. And this is what we're leaving. This is what we're being asked to leave behind. And for some of us, this is just the key. This is just reminding us not to worry and stress ourselves out excessively. Not to, to really check our thinking. And to understand, to believe in the impossible. All possibilities are possible. All possibilities are possible. Absolutely anything can happen. This is a huge energetic gateway that we are entering. I mean, this entire year of 2020 has been a huge energetic gateway. But this is like the final home stretch right now. The energies, this isn't just emotions are running high. Energy is running high. And so we don't want our emotions to trick us, right? Like we don't allow our emotions to overwhelm us and put us in this hopeless state. We want to keep the hope alive, to keep the faith alive. Dream that impossible dream, because that dream can absolutely become a reality in this quantum reality that we are living right now, where we can shift timelines so fast and so efficiently. Anything can happen in a split second. Things can change just like that. And so we want to be aware of that. And that's why absolutely anything is possible. The things that you counted out, the things that you thought were not for you, could not be for you because you did not deserve them, because you were not good enough for them, because maybe somehow they just weren't meant for you, because life wasn't meant to be that good. Life is meant to be that good. Life is that good if we allow it to be. That is what's coming through for that. And then we have your commitment is being tested. Can you really dream that impossible dream? Can you maintain hope? Can you maintain faith? Are you committed to what it is that you truly want? Do you tell yourself that you want something, but then act in a way that is not in accordance to what it is that you tell yourself that you want? Right? Are you fully committed to the vision that you have for yourself, for your life, in any way that that's manifesting? What is your commitment to your own spiritual growth, to your own evolution? And on the bottom of the deck, just to lift our spirits, a win-win outcome is forecast. Yeah, I'm going to pull an Angels and Ancestors card now. Yeah, can you dream that impossible dream? Are you committed to the deepest desires and aspirations of your heart? And are you willing to make the tough decisions that need to be made in order to have the things that you want to have? And then we have the Direction Guardian coming out. Choose your path. Right? Choice point. What are you choosing? Every action and every inaction is a choice. And I think sometimes we forget that inaction is a choice too. And that's a choice that many of us have been making for some time now, at least in one area of our lives. And now we're being asked to own that. If that is our choice, to own that that is our choice. Connect with your deepest desires, then choose the path that will make your heart and soul sing. The Direction Guardian card represents the angels of direction. These amazing angels are the ones who come to us when we are at a crossroads and don't know which way to go, when we are unsure of what is right for us or of the bigger picture. They can help us know what is best for all involved. The Direction Guardian card refers to the vision of the Hebrew prophet Ezekiel, who is said to have seen an angel with 4 different faces. One was a cherub, one was a bull, one was a lion, and one was an eagle. These 4 faces show that angels can appear in many guises and guide us in many different directions, but always for our highest good. And I think that line is really important right now. Angels can appear in many guises and guide us in many different directions. So pay attention. Be open to however your angels are showing up for you. They may be showing up in the physical in ways that you may not anticipate. If you are having trouble making that choice, or maybe you're still in this period right in between the two eclipses where things are becoming more clear, but you're not 100% clear on where to go yet, ask for that guidance and really be open to that guidance when it shows up. Extended message. Your path isn't set in stone, and your angels and guides have no expectations for you, nor should you have any for yourself. There are many directions you can take. None of them are wrong, as they all hold perfect opportunities to grow and to learn. But life is to be enjoyed and savored. So if you know there's a decision to be made, and particularly if you are feeling indecisive, choose the path that you know is going to make you light up, and choose with your heart. That's what a lot of us are being called to do. We've been choosing with our heads for a really long time, and now we're being asked to choose with our hearts, right? Gemini energy is all about the mind, but Gemini is being called to move out of the mind, to move into the intuition, to move into the feeling, but to retain that curious nature, that childlike nature of learning, of growing, of experiencing, but to experience from here instead of from here. And I am going to pull an Isis card as well to close this out. An Isis Oracle card. All right, what guidance do we have for this eclipse, this full moon eclipse in Gemini? What guidance? Soul retrieval. Deep soul healing with the goddess. Ooh. I like this. Yes, we love soul retrieval. We're going to read from the book what it says about soul retrieval. I mean, we're all familiar with the concept. We know that we've been in this process. Every time we heal, we retrieve a piece of our souls. Every time we heal trauma, every time we step into a fuller version of ourselves, right? Like, this process has been ongoing and ongoing, but this is like a deeper level of it that I'm feeling with this card right now. Isis Healing Goddess now offers you spiritual restoration and deep soul healing through the art of soul retrieval, reclaiming pieces of you lost through trauma, old and new. Soon you will enjoy greater wellness, greater energy and power, as well as the opening of gifts and soul abilities you did not know you had. Did you know that pieces of you can be trapped in the past, in traumatic experiences and in relationships, even those long since gone, because part of your power remains with another? This can happen because of permission subconsciously given for them to hold a piece of your spirit. Then the time comes for such permissions to be revoked, and the pieces of self to be reclaimed and restored to the soul. Master Healer and Goddess of Deep Soul Restoration, the Lady Isis, now guides you to make peace with the past and reclaim the lost pieces of your own soul. The time has come for you to take yourself entirely into your own possession, to call back your soul from trauma in this lifetime and others, to give yourself back to yourself, wholly and completely. In doing so, your life will flourish, infused with greater energy, into beautiful new expression. Isis calls the soul back into wholeness again. Her passion, determination, and unfailing love for her beloved Osiris restored him from a dismembered, distorted, and fractured self into a whole divine masculine being once more. The Oracle of Soul Retrieval guides you to forgive and reclaim your own power and energy in totality now, even if the trapped energy is so unconscious that you do not even know you are missing a part of yourself. Searching for any inner places that feel incomplete or draining is a way to commence the process of soul retrieval. Although I think when we step deeper into this knowing during this eclipse, it's going to be apparent to us what aspect of our soul is calling out to be returned home, and who and what it is that is still holding pieces of our power and pieces of our souls. Forgiveness can be a good place to begin the work more consciously. This is hard spiritual work sometimes because we can want to be right or justified in what we feel or perceive, and we don't want to be harmed again by allowing inappropriate behavior. In the action of forgiveness, you are simply reclaiming your energy from the situation, person, or experience so that it is at your disposal instead of being trapped in their energy field. What is most likely to occur is that the person, place, or situation will simply fall away from your life and be released. You will not be opening yourself up to attack. You will be wiser and stronger for your forgiveness and the ability that forgiveness gives you to reclaim your spirit. You will have more energy, and with no further effort, you will actually move on, not just in mind or body, but in spirit. This oracle also indicates that you have healing ability, that you are capable of channeling soul energy to help others forgive and reclaim their spirit too. The more you base your work in unconditional love, which is the true nature of the soul, the more powerful your work will become for yourself and for others in service. Your healing gift is quite deep, and if you are interested in working in a healing capacity with others, or wondering if this is the right calling for you, then this card serves as confirmation for you. The Oracle of Soul Retrieval also brings a special message for healers. Sometimes in your deep work with others, your desire to be of service can drain you if you are not carefully cleansing your energy field. And so this is about working to keep that energy field clean and clear. Yes. And how we pick up energies from our clients. We pick up energies from all different people all the time, right? And so we want to be constantly cleansing and clearing our own energetic field. We want to be asking Archangel Michael to cut those cords. We want to be asking our angels and our guides to flood our field with unconditional love, with healing. Energy cleansings and healings in general can be really helpful, so please reach out to me if you are interested in that. I work with angelic beings. I do an incredibly powerful type of energy healing called Belvaspata, which can really help to give you like that good deep clean, that good first cleanse, and we can talk about different ways to keep your energy field clear. There are so many different ways to do that, but we really want to be cognizant of that. Because a lot of people will attach their energy. When you have that healing energy, people will attach to you. And they may not even consciously do this. It's oftentimes subconscious. But they attach and they feed off of our energy. Because it feels good, right? It's not anything dark or devious. It's just, it feels good. And it feels like a supply. When people don't know how to get the supply from up here, they get it from anywhere else that they can. And so we want to be really careful about protecting our aura, protecting our energy field, keeping that clear. But I really like that energy. I really like that interpretation of soul retrieval, and us really knowing and understanding where it is, wherever we feel ourselves pulled to, wherever we feel like, if we think about a situation and we feel drained, right? There's an indication that there is an aspect, there is healing that needs to be done there. There is an energetic connection that is ready to be healed, to be severed, but not in an aggressive way, in a loving way, so that both parties can then benefit. So we're being called to step fully into our power and to master more of our own energy right now. And it's really becoming clear where our energy is being supported and where it's not, and where we're being distracted and pulled off course. And we're being asked to reroute ourselves now, to reroute ourselves and move back toward our destiny. So I think we're going to call it for today. That was a pretty intense reading. This is some intense kind of heavy energies that we're dealing with, but this is so important. This eclipse and the clarity and the understanding and the truth that it's going to bring us is so important as we move forward, to really honor whatever shows up for us, to really honor that, and to act on that from a place of love. Yeah. I do have links down below to donate if you feel so moved to donate to my channel. As I said, there are also my email down below with the description of my services. Please reach out to me if you would like some guidance, if you would like some assistance at this time. I would absolutely love to provide that for you. If you like this video, like this video. It helps these videos to get out to more people and helps the channel to continue to grow. I love and appreciate every single one of you. And, you know, all we can do is navigate these energies as best we can. We pay attention, we honor what's coming up, and then we take the action necessary from that point forward. This is definitely a choice point. This is, we're being called to walk our path right now, and to really acknowledge the paths that we have been walking down, and where those paths have been leading us, and whether they're actually leading us somewhere that we truly want to go. And our souls are calling us. We are being called wherever it is that our souls truly want to go, whatever it is that our souls truly want to do. That's what we mean when we talk about destiny, right? We are feeling that call and that pull and that urge very, very strongly right now.